Alright, it's Friday. You know what time it is? It's Friday, 9 a.m. Of course, it's daytime where I'm from. We don't use the days. But Glen Monroe, Minister, Central region of the state of Missouri, Ozarks, God's Garden as we affectionately call it. And this is the AM briefing for Friday, March 24th. The time is 9:18 Central Standard. So we're going to dig right into it because we got supposedly we got some bad weather on the way. And yesterday, so we have there you go. So let's go ahead and read some of this. We got active weather today and tonight. So warm and breezy. So we have a few strong and severe thunderstorms are possible late this afternoon into the overnight hours, so about rush hour. It's about 1 o'clock, which is pretty normal for being alert from all kinds of crazy people and weather. Let's see. So we're going to look at hail. So we're looking at about 5 to 1 o'clock in the morning. So we're going to have hail and wind gusts. Alright, so that's what we're looking at. That's what we have for the day and tomorrow. But we knew that, right? Springtime's coming. You should have known that was coming, right? If you're from here, you should have said, yeah. Let's see what we got going on here on the radar. There's the front. Let's see which way it's going to be coming from. Oh yeah, I see it. Okay. It's coming from the Badlands as usual. Okay. Alright. Well, that's pretty much it. Got another viewpoint here. Yeah, here we go. See that vortex down there in the panhandle? That's probably the low pressure system. That's what they said, it was a low pressure system, so we got some circular areas down there by the panhandle of Texas and Oklahoma. So that's probably where the low pressure system actually is. But here's the front. There's the front line, see it? Okay, so let's look at this other radar. Okay, so it's going to come from this direction. That's what we need to be worried about. Yep, there's the low pressure right there where the plant panhandle is. Okay, so let's go ahead and download the brief from the situation report. Let's go ahead and download that. I'm pretty sure they have spotter activation and response on alert. So that's today. Hail and damaging wind gusts. Oh, we love that so much. Yeah, so the low pressure system is going to blow through here from the panhandle. Low top supercells, hail, wind gusts, and isolated tornadoes. There we go. So that's a spotter. Basically, that's a response and spotter activation. Okay. That means we're on duty today. Alright. Like we aren't every day anyway, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and double check all these other apps or make sure they're up to date. Have your make sure your walkie-talkies and stuff or your weather radio is charged up. We'll go ahead and top it off, make sure it's good to go. Check your backup battery, right? Things like that. Let's go ahead and see if the other apps are good. See if this one's working. This one's pretty decent at just conveying basic information and satellite imagery. I actually like this one. It's one of my favorite ones. Okay. Now if we look at the hazardous weather outlook, Let me go ahead and see what my wind speed guess was. I was thinking it was 17, but 30 mile an hour gust. 2 point. So the wind chill is about 50. If it rains, it's going to be about 40. Okay, that's what we're looking at today. Let's go ahead and see if they got the spotter activation deal going here. Alright, so we have tornado activity on the way. Eastern and central Missouri. That's us. Today and tonight. Locally damaging winds and large hail. Okay. Okay, we're activated. See, it's a spotter information statement. That's activation. Okay. Saturday through Thursday. Additional strong to severe thunderstorms expected to develop Saturday afternoon into early Saturday evening. Large hail, damaging winds, and isolated tornadoes. There you go. Okay. Let's get an overview of the area. See, yeah, there, I told you. See the low pressure area right there. Pushing it, right? Yeah, see that little vortex right there? That's the low. Probably from over here. Yeah, so it's going to go the usual direction. It's going to come up the bowling alley. So it's coming up the bowling alley. No problem. Alright. Just make sure you have your Missouri seatbelt on. Your rappelling gear and your carabiners ready. All that other good junk. Oh yeah, what else we got? Well, let's go ahead and check this one while we're at it. Well, it doesn't look like much, but that's probably just a front line. But you can see the line right there. So let's go ahead and look at the warning list. Let's see what we got here. Usually has a warning list on here. There we go. No warnings up. Okay, so let's just make sure that our stuff's good to go in case I have to do a report tonight. Okay. Looks like we're alright. Okay. Let's check the earthquake status. Dun, 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 dun. We didn't feel anything, right? So that means we're good to go. Holy crap. What the hell's going on over here? Alright. Yeah, the big one. I was laying on the ground that day. I wasn't feeling anything. There we go. Nothing really going on there. Okay, so the civilized tribes are drilling oil. The naturalized tribes, they're not. You know, me, I'm one of the naturalized tribes. The other ones are civilized, so they're going the opposite direction. They're regressing. Okay, so what else we got? Oh, anyway, on a lighter note, so we have tornadoes, hail damage, high winds this afternoon from 5 to 1. Tomorrow we're going to have it in the afternoon, late evening, about the same time. There, make sure your radios and you have your emergency prepared gear ready to go, and just make sure all your stuff's topped off. You got a basic light, you know, some emergency stuff like water. Make sure you have at least, 32 ounces up to a gallon of water stored up somewhere. Ready to go. Have your emergency escape route planned, and just, use basic common sense. We've been through this before, right? Anyhow, with that, yeah. Made some progress with the anti-smoking campaign, right? And this is relevant to what we do. We do fungi, right? Lepiota. Right, Lepiota fungi. Right? Right. Now, last night when I was reading about this particular group of fungi that they make antibiotics out of, and for people who are sick. So, if I can find it, certain types of mushrooms. See, certain types of mushrooms. I've seen these before. They're pretty common here, except for the green one. Remember, the one that makes everybody sick? Yeah, don't eat that one. If I can find it. One is called, if I can remember how to pronounce it. If I can find it. Well, anyway, we have one that grows here. Okay, there's various kinds of Lepiotas. Some of them are edible. Some of them will make you sick. Many are poisonous, some lethally. Alright, so, but there's one that this particular ant, if you know what an ant is, you know, the little thing that crawls on the ground. Let's see if I can find the fungi thing here. Fungi, there we go. Anyway, last night when I was doing some reading, extracurricular activity, right? I came across fungi. Alright, I was just reading something. Leafcutter ants. Okay? Fungus growing ants. Okay? So these little ants, these little herbivores, they transport leaves, right? And this has something to do with what we do. So this is relevant. Okay, if I can find it here. They're garden ants. They grow their own fungus garden. Okay, mycelium. Okay, she has mycelium. This queen, and she has her little workers care for the fungus gardens, the little dinky ones, then the minors, the majors, and then the big ones, right? So, here's where we go. Their societies are based on ant-fungus mutualism. Plant material and keeping it free from pests and molds. So the mutualistic relationship, basically they need each other, right? Essentially, the ants use portable antimicrobials. Okay? Or ambrosia beetles and termites. Alright. Now, here's where it gets kind of interesting. This is where I'm trying to get to. Let me see if I can find it. So, these ants, they grow fungi. Okay, they grow fungi. And we use this stuff for antibiotics. See, the actinobacteria are responsible for producing the majority of the world's antibiotics. But there's two types. There's the Escovopsis, whatever that is. And then there's the actinobacteria. Okay, so flies are the enemies, by the way. The ones that lay eggs on your head. Okay, so the shroom they're talking about is this one. It's a type of shroom. Maybe not that one in general. Let's see if I can find it. This is the whole reason why I wanted to bring this to your point, because you know, shroom season's coming up. If I can find it. Lepiota. Okay. We just looked that up, so that's what we're looking at. Ground-dwelling saprotropes with a preference for rich calcareous soils. And I have some pictures of the ones that I found last year. Some of these are edible. Anyhow, they use the fungi and the metabolites off the fungi. Antifungus mutualism. Okay, so there you go. Okay, some of the chlorophyllum species. Okay, so remember that we talked about the green ones, especially the chlorophyllite ones. They're highly dangerous. And some of these other ones aren't, but that's where you need to get into the pink. We call that the, what do we call that? We have a name for it here. It grows here in Missouri. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's pretty knowledgeable. He knows what he's up to. Also, he was actually doing the research on this. We call that the meadow mushroom. There's one called a meadow mushroom, and then there's the other one called the pink lepiota that grows here in people's yards. Don't eat the green one, just the pink one, or the orangey looking one. Just make sure you positively identify it. Smells like almonds. Huh, okay. So it's good for the immune system. Alright, there you go. There's your tip for the day. Just make sure you, before you start doing all this, make sure you positively identify all trees, plants, and fungi before you use it for food, beverages, and hygiene. Or any other kind of domestic utility. Okay, so, yeah, the chlorophyll, that would imply green, dark green, or funky looking. Alright, well, there you go. I'll post some images of the ones that I found that were edible that I ate. If I can figure out what the name of it is. Hang on, I got an idea. Alright, let's go here. So, I got it in my gallery here before we continue on. Is it in there? Yeah, here we go. Here's my fungi pictures. And I've actually used these, contrary to popular belief. Here's the ones that we have here. Yeah, those. That's a lepiota. This one is edible. I call it the pink leopard. See, that's on hops. I get another. Yeah, there we go. This is the lepiota that grows here in Missouri. This is one of them. This is what they look like after they're done. You know, this is the green one. Don't eat that one. That's the chlorophyll. And we call that the parasol, death, vomiting, and diarrhea. This is what the pink one looks like after it's sporulated. This is what it looks like when it's ready to go. But make sure you identify this stuff. So, see the pink? The little leopard spots on top. Okay, that's what they're talking about. That's a lepiota. And I've used these for food. So, let's go back to the image here. So, when you think about killing ants and destroying the place, and crushing mushrooms, and you don't know what the heck they are, let's see if I can find the lepiota. Go back here. Yeah, lepiota. Here we go. See? Kind of looks like this one, doesn't it? Don't eat that one. Looks like that one except for pink. Right? So this is what we're looking at. Alright, so just keep this in mind. That's a genus of fungi, and some of them are used for making antibiotics. and some of them are poisonous or so. So, yeah, I usually don't mess with that one. So there's a couple of lepiotas here in Missouri, in the Ozarks region, that are edible and used for making cultivation of antibiotics. So there you go. You learned something new today, didn't you? Yeah, I think I'm going to be finished with that. I don't want to run up my lepiota. Remember, gnomes love gardens, shrooms love gardens, ants love gardening. So what are the odds that your antibiotics, more than likely it could come from a couple of different ones. Let's see if I can get the appropriate species here. So here it is on Wikipedia. I got some other stuff here on my phone, under screenshots maybe. Okay, let's go to screenshots. Screenshots. Keep on trying. Oh yeah, here we go. These are just general old school maps when people actually were here for foraging. Let's see if I can find it. The lepiota. There it is. This is the one we have here in Missouri. The reddening lepiota, which is called the Lepiota americana, but I just call it the pink leopard. Lepiota, reddening lepiota, Leucoagaricus. It's edible. Like I said, make sure you identify all trees, plants, and fungi before using for any kind of a... There we go. That's what we're looking at, and you can find this on the Missouri Department of Conservation website, but that's where I got this at, just for the photo images and just kind of get the nomenclature, but don't eat the green one. Let's see, where's the green one at? There's a reason why you don't eat the green one. See the pink one? And there's another one that's a meadow mushroom. Okay, there's one. There's a couple of these that are edible. Meadow mushroom. There's one that's a meadow mushroom that looks pink. There it is. See, it's in the same species. So remember they were talking about agaricus? So you have the meadow mushroom. These grow here too. I've eaten one of those. Then you have this species of fungi. Right here. See, it's pink. Purple gill Lacaria. Alright. And then the reddening lepiota. Okay. Those are the fungi that they just said they make antibiotics out of. So I encourage you to look into that. And remember, this is what we were trying to overcome, right? So we got to figure out how we're going to keep from being sick and then try to find something we need. Okay, so trees, plants, and fungi, right? Mosses, lichens, and ferns. Air, water, soil, plants, animals, and people. So that's pretty much, we have our choice. Air, water, and soil. Plants. Plants are trees, plants, and fungi. So the ants and the plants. Right? And the gnomes. Anyhow, watch out for the weather. We're going to have 5 to 1 this evening. And tomorrow should be in the evening, afternoon and evening. So, hail, high winds, and tornadoes. That's what they're calling for. So, there you go. There's our Volunteer Responders of Central Missouri, SkyWarn-AM briefing. I'm Glenn Monroe, the Roman gnome. See y'all later.